Hello jelly babes, welcome back to my channel. So I am in absolute love with how this mani has turned out, and especially as I have used cheap products that I have purchased from eBay, and I'm going to be obviously reviewing them, but I wanted to show you in this beautiful design that I created. So just to clarify, these are the actual eBay products that I have purchased, or that I'm showing you now before I get into the tutorial, just because obviously I'm using other products that I haven't purchased from eBay. So I just wanted to make it really clear that these are the products that I am using. And I'll basically give you my thoughts as I go about and use them. But yeah, but how absolutely pretty and stunning are these. So it's like a real mix of gems. So you've got large and small, got like little glass beads in there as well. So this is a similar pot. It's got similar items, but a lot of them are quite different as well. So you've got like shell like gems, you've got larger sort of like crystals as well. So I'm actually going to be using gel polishes to create a sort of ombre gradient. So I'm just going to be applying, you know, a nice even amount of colours, just sort of doing half and half. So I'm starting with just Lavish, which is a gorgeous lavender colour, and then this baby blue, which obviously it's like a light blue. So just clarifying, I've never used one of these brushes before. If you watch me regularly, you know that whenever I get any new products, I don't overly use them before I press record. I'd get them, press record, and let's just, you know, see what the end result will be. So see what the end result is before you question my methods and techniques, because you know what? For somebody who's never used this type of brush before, and the fact that it's a cheaper brush as well, I was really happy with the end result. I know it's probably a little bit more difficult to see with these lighter colours, but I do show you with sort of more light, like more sort of not darker but brighter colours, where you can see a bit later on in the video. But yeah, so far you know, even though I'm not doing it properly, I got the result that I wanted, which is the most important thing. It doesn't matter how you get to the result that you get, as long as it works for you at the end of it. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, so far so good. I was really impressed. And I haven't got anything to compare it to because I've not used one of these brushes before. Obviously, you know, generally the rule goes you get what you pay for, but I haven't got a really decent quality one to compare it to. But hopefully you can see that is a really smooth, you know, like fade into the other colours. So I was really impressed. So I'm going to be adding some sort of unicorn chrome powder. So this is Madame Glam's. So I'm applying this over the no wipe top coat, and you don't need brushes or sponges or anything like that. You know what, you can just use your finger to apply these, and you know, you want to just really go over it and work it into the nail as much as possible, and you know, you'll get that gorgeous unicorn sort of, well, I'm going for more of a mermaid look, but you can kind of get both looks with this powder. So I'm going to be attempting to do a sort of shell type nail again. Haven't done this before. Probably not going to be the best, but it's my first attempt. So I'm using this rubber top coat from Kiki London, and this is like I can't remember actually. I've got another brush like this. This is either the detail brush or it's the striper brush. I know it's, again, difficult for you to see because I'm using it clear. But yeah, I'm just sort of doing straight lines that I can do, well, attempt to do. And basically I'm just going to build that up. I add another couple of layers. Probably on reflection, I probably would have been better using maybe more of a builder gel, something that's that little bit more thicker. But yeah, but this is the product that I used, and you know what, it worked good enough for me anyway. So yeah, so you're just building up the top coat basically. I wish I could have got the lines smoother, but not great at freehand, which you'll know if you watch my channel. And then I just got some like flakes from Born Pretty and kind of put that at the bottom. kind of want to make it, you know, a little bit more texture and a little bit more detail, and if I'm being completely honest, to kind of cover up the little bit of the mess that I made at the bottom of the nail. Cover it with flakies, no one will never notice. And I also add this at the top of the nail as well, and a little bit going up the nail, just to add, like I say, a little bit more sort of definition and texture to the nail. So now to add the bling. So this is the gel. Again, this was cheap. So it does come sealed, which was good. So I'm just going to open up the lid. And again, I've not used a product like this before. Obviously, you know, before you could use like some, I don't know, gel top coat, or, you know, maybe a glue. So first thing I want to highlight to you is the fact that there's no horrible smell. You know, obviously you kind of expect it if it's a bit cheaper, but it honestly didn't smell dead strong at all. And it was an absolute dream to work with. You know, I just put the products onto the nail and it just stayed there. It wasn't sliding around, which you can get if you're trying to use like a gel top coat, or even with some glues, you've got to kind of hold it in place and get it to set a little bit. With this, you kind of just put it on and it stayed there. I was really, really impressed. Obviously, it's a lot thicker than normal glues or like gel top coats. So yeah, for a cheapie, again, really, really impressed. And obviously I will test it afterwards to see whether it kind of stays in place after I have cured it. But so far, so good. So I've gone ahead and cured that in the lamp now. And you know what? It's solid. You know, it isn't moving anywhere. They all stay in place. So yeah. Really, really impressed with this. I will leave links to all these products as well, by the way, if you want to get these after seeing my review of them. And I just added a little bit more sort of detail at the bottom of it, and that's kind of my version of a shell nail. Not perfect, but you know what, I was really happy for a first attempt. So again, I'm going to do another sort of gradient, so you'll hopefully be able to see a little bit more. As with everything, especially when you're using products that you don't know, practice makes perfect. Very rarely do you just get something and use it amazingly the first time. Like I say, no doubt not doing it properly. So I kind of like spread the colours over, and then I found like obviously it was going more predominantly blue. Again, probably the way that I'm using it. But do you know what? I got the result that I wanted in the end. So I kind of just left that and cured it, and then I came in again just to do the second coat and kind of put, you know, more purple over it and a little bit of blue, and then concentrated on blending that purple over the blue. And do you know what? Again, got a really nice smooth gradient. I was really impressed, even though I kind of like probably went about it a little bit weird. I was really happy. I mean, look at it. It's smooth. You can't see any lines. It glows from one colour to the next. So again, I'm using the same unicorn powder that I used with the other nail. And applying that and rubbing all that into. And I did apply a layer of top coat as well and cured it. It's a no wipe top coat. And again, I'm just adding some of the flakies just to add some more texture, a little bit more definition to the nail. So there you go. So moving on now, I'm going to add a Mermaid Design. So this is Mermaids and Unicorns, and it's Dixie Plates, and it's this image here that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to get a black stamping polish, which I was running out of, and to be honest, I didn't think this was going to pick up very well, but it did. And obviously it's quite a large image, so I could sort of place it where it had all sort of transferred properly. But that's super pretty. I really liked this mermaid image because it wasn't all exactly the same sort of scales. There were different shapes and sizes, which I really liked. So again, I'm using the glue because I'm going to be adding some more rhinestones. And I broke my rhinestone picker, my wax one. I sort of cleaned it off in the end, just snapped off. It's gutted, but I still managed to use it, so that's the main thing. So this one, it's got gorgeous sort of rhinestones in, and they are really sort of like sparkly as well and pretty. So I'm just adding a little bit more of the glue around this just because I want it, obviously it's a bit more of a bulkier item, so I want to make sure that it stays in place. And with these ones, it has got the little glass beads, but these are like proper rhinestones, so it's again more sparkly. So I added like a shell image, like a shell 3D art thing as well. So I'm just going back to the other just to add some glass beads, because it brings the colours through that obviously your base is, which I thought was really pretty. And then kind of just outlined it with the gems. And again, absolutely loved how this rhinestone sort of like gel worked, especially for the price. By the way, if you can hear any dodgy background noises, it's my Frenchies. They snore a lot. They're always audio bombing my videos as they're right by me. And then I wanted to add like the mermaid's just come out of the water, so like water droplets on her skin. So I'm just using like a normal top coat and applying that on to the nail. Again, I did, I think, a couple of coats of that just to make it really stand out, but I was so happy with how it turned out. Super, super pretty. And this is how it all looks together. And do you know what? I absolutely love it. And I loved creating it as well because it was no hassle. The projects, they worked really well considering that they're not very expensive. So for me, for ones that are sort of starting out with the nail art world and want to get some stuff but don't want to spend a fortune on it, which I totally understand, and I had to do exactly the same when I was starting out with my nails, I would totally recommend these because I think they're great. They're great value for money for what you're getting. And I was really impressed. And you know, sometimes these cheapies, they end up being a real good sort of bargain buy. So hopefully, if you've been looking at these on eBay and wondering how good they are, hopefully this video has helped you to see what a stunning mani I created using you know, some cheap products. So thank you so much for watching. Please press that free subscribe button, and take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.